So it looks like the Nikocado Avocado lore goes extremely, extremely deep, and I am very shocked, as well as I think a bunch of you are shocked, that we got a skinny Nikocado before we got GTA 6. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised, but the master plan has been revealed, and our boy is skinny as hell, and a lot of people are kind of worried. Look, I said 2 years ago when he started getting real big, not in the fatness in the social media, but also in the fatness, and he became a level 70 butter golem for sure. And I watched a few of the videos, and it was very apparent to me that he was some kind of character. He was making himself appear as some kind of weird character. I actually kind of liked his character. When he would get mad, he would do that like shuffle thing. And I liked that. I thought it was funny. And that was all I really, that was all I really thought of at the time. And then I remember, and I know this is kind of coincidental, but a couple days ago, I think Sunny V2 released a video saying, oh my God, Nikocado. I commented on that and said the only way at redemption is to get skinny. And shit, like 3 days later, he's just rail thin. And he was playing 40 chess all along, but he's still playing a character. And a lot of people are taking it very serious, and they think he's like a sociopath, psycho, like murderer. And I'm like, calm down. Okay, calm down. All right. He just is a vegan. He doesn't lift weights. He just loses the weights, apparently. But the lore goes deep. Before we play this video, make sure you subscribe. You're going to see how wild Nikocado is getting and what his future plans may hold. Look at his goblet.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment I've come to know. Certainly the greatest social experiment my entire life. It's alluring. It's compelling.
So you're thinking to yourself, is he playing a character right here? I think this is more true to the Nikocado. I feel like this is his more true self because, I think it's very apparent now, especially for most people, that he was playing a character in the fatness days, okay, where he was screaming, throwing stuff, and acting like he was crying. That shit. Yeah, it was very apparent he's playing a character, and this seems to be the more real Nikocado. But I also still believe he's playing some sort of character. And if that is true, that him getting fat and eating talkies and shit was a social experiment, that's actually kind of insane to me. And I kind of would like to believe it's genuine, although maybe he just lost weight and he decided he wanted to lose weight, and maybe he's making a story about it. But can you explain to me why he showed his giant, raw, inflamed bare ass to the world like a year ago on his OnlyFans or whatever? I don't know how that plays into the scheme, but I digress. Let's continue.
It's gripping to bear witness, to observe all these unwell, unbalanced, disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories, in search of ideas, of conflict, of rivalries, where people develop a distinctive desire for direct engagement.
Dude, this dude speaking the truth is hell. He's speaking the truth really hard because that is true, man. It is all about rivalries. It is all about beefs and internet beefs. And it's so much so to where everything's gotten fake. I don't know if you roam Twitter or X or whatever nowadays, but every single post about insert popular streamer, Astro Speed, Neon, whoever, it's always a fake skit that's being presented as truth. And it's very silly. It's gotten really old, and you can tell that it's 10 to 13-year-old kids watching this shit. Kind of like we were watching, Duck Dynasty back when we were teenagers. Bullshit like that. It's the same thing. So he's being very, very accurate here. I do want to comment on his Widow's Peak being just a banger. Because I don't know if you guys know, I have a Widow's Peak, and it's like that. You see my Widow's Peak? So I'm kind of cool. I'm happy that somebody else has a pretty impressive Widow's Peak. Congratulations, Nick.
Where people feel involved with the stories and therefore become product of influence.
And I don't want to have to pause it so quick. What he is saying right now is a direct correlation to people becoming violent. You have people that are suffering from mental health issues, or maybe knowingly or unknowingly, and they get involved in these beefs or these communities. And you could say a creator is going back and forth at each other, right? Let's say EBS Eric July, because that was kind of, in the purview of a lot of people probably watching. And they'll go back and forth kind of, here and there, whatever. And it's a fun beef to watch on the outside looking in. But they would, if they saw each other in real life, they would just be like, chuckle, fist bump, and they'd walk away, and then they would either continue or discontinue their beef, right? It's not a big deal. To the viewer, it's a little bit more of a big deal. And to the viewer suffering from a mental illness, they will go to like one of those people's houses and do something violent on behalf of the support, like the creator they support at the time. It's freaking terrifying. It's like unchecked mental health. And I think that's what he's alluding to here.
Boiling their minds while stimulating them at the exact same time. It's brilliant, but it's also dangerous. I feel as if my life has been positioned to where I'm monitoring ants. One follows another, follows another, follows another. It's mesmerizing. Just look at all these consumers, all of these lost and bored people.
To be honest, this is bordering on a little bit of insane narcissism, but yeah, I mean, I get it.
Consuming anything that they're told to consume. I am the villain. I make myself one. Today, I thought it would be a splendid idea to go out and get some food. Gee, are you surprised? Have you forgotten the story? Are you not paying attention? After all, you're here to consume. Are you not?
Interesting. Very interesting. And this is makes the setup all that more insane, which we got almost immediately after. And what is that setup right here?
So I am the villain because I've made myself one. And you will continue to consume these stories about me year after year after year, for as long as I tell the internet that I am the villain. Stories that permeate.
It's wild because he looks so haggard, and it's because he's older now, and also extreme weight loss doesn't do good things for the skin. But he looks genuinely insane, which is why a lot of people are getting this idea that he's like a supervillain or sociopath or something.
And linger and infect the minds of the ants. Influence the ants. Brainwash the ants. You are the ants.
Damn. He gonna really call me an ant in front of God and everybody. Jesus, Nick.
Today I woke up from a very long dream. And I also woke up having lost 250 pounds off of my body. Yet just yesterday, people were calling me fat and sick and
now he just looks kind of sick,
boring and irrelevant. People.
He's so sassy.
People are the most messed up creatures on the entire planet. And yet I've still managed to stay 2 steps ahead of everyone.
He's so silly. Look at him. Look how creepy he is. I think it's great. I think this is a very cool storyline. If that makes me an ant, so be it. I'm a warrior ant. Warrior ant. Watching the Nick Avocado blah blah garbage. Very interesting story that I'm following, and very entertaining in my opinion, and also very noble. Now, him making himself appear psychotic, that's one thing, but I guess we'll see how far it goes. But I'm enjoying the hell out of it. What about you? Subscribe, please. Thank you.